questions 1 through 10 on the 2006 grade 9 Pascal Math Contest. What is the value of 550 plus 50 all over 5 squared plus 5? So 550 plus 50 is 600. 5 squared is 25 plus 5. And then the numerator, we'll keep it 600 for now, but the denominator 25 plus 5 is 30. And therefore 600 divided by 30 is 20. So the answer to number 1 is E. What is the value of 36 plus 64 under the square root sign minus 25 minus 16 under the square root sign? So 36 plus 64 is 100, and 25 minus 16 is 9. Square root of 100 is 10. Square root of 9 is 3, and 10 minus 3 is 7. So number 2, the answer is B. How many positive whole numbers, including 1 and 18, divide exactly into 18? So basically they're asking us what are the factors of 18. Well, 18 itself, because 18 divided by 18 is 1. 9, because 18 divided by 9 is 2. 6, 18 divided by 6 is 3. 3, 18 divided by 3 is 6. 2, 18 divided by 2 is 9. And finally 1, 18 divided by 1 is 18. So these are the factors, and how many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So number 3, the answer is D. If A plus B is 5, then what is B minus 3 plus A? A plus B is equal to 5. All right, well, this expression, B minus 3 plus A, can be rearranged as A plus B minus 3. All right, looks very similar. If in this equation, if I subtract 3 from both sides, A plus B minus 3 here, and then subtract 3 from the other side, this becomes 2A plus B minus 3. And therefore, there you go. I just got the value for that expression. So number 4, the answer is 2, and that would be choice A. In the diagram, the rectangular solid and the cube have equal volumes. The length of each edge of the cube is. So volume of this cube is length times width times height, which is 2 times 4 times 8. And that is, of course, equal to 64. And then the cube, if the side, let's say, is x, the volume of a cube is x to the power of 3, right? And they tell you that the cube has the same volume as the rectangular solid. So the rectangular solid had a volume of 64, so the cube has a volume of 64. So therefore x to the power of 3 is 64. And therefore the cube root of 64 will be x, and that is equal to 4. So number 5, the answer is B. Ravindra and Hongshu made a pizza together. Ravindra ate 2/5 of the pizza. Hongshu ate half as much as Ravindra. What percentage of the original pizza was left? So 2/5 of the pizza is consumed by Ravindra, and Hongshu ate half as much. So Hongshu would have eaten 1/5, right? Which is half of 2/5. So together, they eat 3/5 of the pizza. So what is remaining, obviously, is the other 2/5 of the pizza that has not been consumed. And they want you to figure out the percentage. Well, 2 over 5 is 40%. So number 6, the answer is C. In the diagram, 2 equal armed balances are shown. How many circles would it take to balance 4 squares? So from the first one, we know that one triangle is equal to 2 squares. And from the second one, we can deduce that 2 triangles are equal to 3 circles. Now they want a relationship between circles and squares, so let's get rid of the triangles. Well, in this first one, if I multiply both sides by 2, I'll get 2 triangles is equal to 4 squares. And therefore, since 2 triangles equals 4 squares, and 2 triangles equals 3 circles, that's not a 30, 3 circles, I can equate both of those together. So that means that 4 squares is equal to 3 circles. Let's just make a very obvious circle there to show that it's not a 0. All right, there you go. I just got a relationship between circles and squares. And what are they asking? How many circles would it take to balance 4 squares? Well, I don't have to go any further. It's right there. 3 circles. So the answer for number 7 is 3, and that would mean that's choice E. The area of 3 squares are 16, 49, and 169. What is the average of their side lengths? So the areas are 16, 49, and 169. Now, the side length of a square multiplied by itself gives the area, right? So for example, if the side length is x, you get the area by getting x squared. So for the first one, x squared is 16, so that means x is 4 in terms of the side length s, or x, whatever term you want, whatever variable you want to use. So in a very similar way, the other squares will have side lengths of 7 and 13. Are you just going to take the square root? So these are the side lengths. And they want you to find the average of these 3 lengths. So 4 plus 7 plus 13 divided by 3. And that's 24 divided by 3. And that is equal to 8. So number 8, the answer is 8. And that would mean that is choice A. In the diagram, the rectangle has a width of W and a length of 8 and a perimeter of 24. What is the ratio of its width to its height? So they first tell you that the perimeter is 24. Well, the perimeter of any rectangle is 2 times the length plus width, correct? So they tell you that's 24. And then they also tell you that the length is 8. So put 8 for L, and now we can solve for W. So 12 is equal to 8 plus W, and therefore W is equal to 4. Now they want you to figure out the ratio of the width to its length. Well, width over length, width is 4, length is 8. They gave you that in the question, and that is 1 over 2. So 1 over 2 or 1 colon 2, whatever, 9 is therefore C. In the subtraction shown, M and N each represent a single digit. What is the value of M plus N? All right, so a little bit of trial and error here. We got 4 here, and 3 goes here, and we got to figure out how do we do this to get 16. And it's a subtraction question. So something minus something equals 16, right? All right, well, think about this for a second. Really, this is just inspection. This number here begins with a 3. So 30-something plus 16 will give me something with a 4. Well, how do I get a 4 if I subtract? Well, this has to be an 8. Correct? 4 subtract 8, 14 minus 8 basically is 6. So this number, therefore, must be a 5. 54 minus 38 is 16. All right? So that means the M we created was a 5 and the N was 8. And therefore, M plus N, which is what they want, is 5 plus 8, which is 13. So number 10, the answer is D.